It has been a long time. What is going on, everybody? Jeff here, Siegestyle, back at YouTube again after over a year. It has been way too long since I have made a video and uploaded it for you guys. Probably didn't think I was coming back, did you? But I am back, and back with a force. I'm going to be making videos now regularly again. It is well past time, as I said, for me to return to YouTube and reconnect with a lot of you guys that have been waiting for me to get back to YouTube. So here we go. This is going to be the first video back in a long time. Got a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk about the car a little bit, but mostly I'm going to talk about what's been going on for the last year. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I am still active on Instagram. I post up just chiming in a little bit here and there about what I'm doing. Not a lot of new content photo-wise. I don't have a lot of new photos of Xylus recently, and I will explain why that is. So I've been kind of reposting a lot of my old favorites, along with just some inspirational stuff and all that. So thank you guys, all of you who are following me on Instagram. I appreciate that. And I'm now looking forward to hooking up with the rest of you guys who follow me on YouTube and just kind of bringing it all full circle. So this is a really good thing. Now, I want to mention that this video is being recorded while we're in the middle of our COVID-19 quarantine. So with that being said, I hope that you guys are all staying safe and doing well with that. For me personally, this quarantine has been a blessing in disguise, and I say that with respect to anybody who may be struggling with it right now, but for me, it has really allowed me a whole lot more time to do the things that I'm very passionate about, namely working on the car. And so recently I have really been able to get out here in the garage and put in a lot of good solid quality time on Project Xylus version 2, which is my big project that I've been working on. Again, I'm going to get into that in just a moment. And again, those of you who follow me on Instagram will know what I'm talking about. But hope you guys are doing well with the quarantine thing and staying safe and enjoying yourselves right now. Some of you are struggling, especially money-wise. It's tough. But, you know, try to enjoy this time, because it's not going to happen again. Once this COVID-19 thing is over, we're not going to have this free time. So enjoy every extra moment that you have to spend with your family and your friends. And if you're not doing anything, find something to do. Go find a project or something. Buy a project car, let me tell you, because my car, I've been so busy with Xylus doing phase 2 stuff that there has been days when I've completely forgotten that this quarantine thing was even going on. I've been locked away in my garage for so long. So anyway, I say that to say that it is a tremendous help to have a project, something that you can work on, that you can focus on to pass this time. This will pass. We'll get over this virus thing, and we'll all move on and start making money as usual again. But hope you're all doing well with that. So let's talk about where I've been for the last year. Let's have a little story time. Where have I been for the last year? Well, I've been here, still doing my stuff. The last video, like I said, on YouTube was over a year ago. It was my Cusco sway bar installation video. To be honest, it seems like that was more than a year ago. It seems like so long ago. So what happened? Why did I stop? No real definitive reason, but when I made that last video, I was just leading into the spring/summer show season for 2019. I was just getting the car prepped and ready to go to Stance Nation NorCal, I believe it was. I live here in Northern California, and it was a great show. I loved it. It's fantastic. Always loved Stance Nation. And then that was in March. That was the first part of March 2019. And then after that show, I was scheduled to go directly from Stance Nation NorCal and drive the car down to Southern California to an auto shop. I'm not going to mention the name of the auto shop, but I drove the car down there directly from Stance Nation and stayed with my brother, who lives down in Southern California, for a couple weeks. And the car was scheduled to get a roll cage built and put into it. Now, this was going to be a first edition roll cage for the car. The company had never built a cage for a 350Z before, and my Z was going to be the debut for this company's roll cage in the Z33. Pretty reputable company, so I was very excited about that. Very excited to get a high quality cage. It was definitely something that I wanted to have in the Z, not only for safety purposes, but for future shows and things like that. We were going to do custom color on it and all that, and you'll understand why I say we were going to do. So I drove the car down there, dropped it off with them, real nice people and everything, and they said, you know, 2 weeks, 2-3 week turnaround. We'll build it, we'll measure it out, have it built, we'll powder coat it for you. I paid them up front. I'm not going to mention the price or anything like that, but I paid them up front. And they said, yeah, give us 2 or 3 weeks. So I figured, you know, I'll just stay with my brother down there in Southern California for a couple weeks. Well, I stayed there for a couple weeks and called them, said, you know, what's going on, any updates? They said, no, we just, you know, we got busy, we got backed up. You know, some other cars came in, some emergency stuff we had to do. We haven't gotten to it yet. So I figured, well, that sucks. You know, I've been waiting in Southern California for 2 weeks, kind of for no reason. It was nice to hang out with the brother, but so I said, okay, well, I'll just go home for now and call me when it's done. I'll come back and pick it up. So that's what I did. I went home and I waited for, long story short, another 2.5 months. And so 3 months go by and no car, no progress on it, nothing, no photos, nothing. So I'm calling them up every day at this point saying, what's going on? Where's my car? I need it. I've got the summer shows coming that I need my car for. I've got commitments already in place. And, you know, I was just getting the runaround and I didn't understand why I was getting frustrated. It was definitely the longest I'd ever been without my car since I bought it. I got fed up. And so I had a buddy of mine drive me down there and we went and just picked up my car. I said, I'm coming to get it. Give me the keys when I get there and that'll be the end of it. Give me my money back and we'll just call it square. You know, now being the non-confrontational person that I am, I didn't want any bad blood with these people. You know, stuff happens. I get it. We're all human. So it sucked that I didn't have my car. It was 3 months that I could have been doing stuff, could have been making things or whatever. So that was kind of the start of why the YouTube videos stopped, is because first of all, I didn't have my car and I didn't really have anything to talk about at the time because the roll cage was supposed to be a big surprise, and you know, I was going to kind of come back with a force when the cage was in the car and all that, and I was going to hit the shows with the cage and just be doing, you know, YouTube stuff and all that. But that didn't pan out, so I kind of lost my drive for YouTube at that point. I got the car back and it was not a pretty picture. I'll tell you, my car was messed up. There was a lot of damaged stuff. There was cracks in my kit because they aired out too much. There was a lot of hard water spots all over the paint. The lips on my wheels were just totally stained with salt stains because the car had sat outside on the side of a curb in a parking lot next to a sprinkler system that was just pelting the car with water day in and day out. Now again, like I said, the time was spring going into summer, so the weather was heating up. It was water and the sun was beating down on the car consistently for, you can imagine, close to 3 months. So I was not a happy guy when I got my car back. I mean, it was nice to have it back, but all the damage and stuff, there was a new big old crack in my rear diffuser from them backing into a curb or something. Just a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, there was more. All the stickers were all faded out because the sun faded all of them. It was clearly kept outside, which I was just livid about because I was told that the car would be kept inside and it wasn't. So that really was what made me lose my drive a little bit. I really had to say, man, I know I'm gonna bounce back from this. I'm not the type to just, you know, lay down and say, that's it, I'm done. I knew I was gonna bounce back, but you know, it was gonna be a process, and YouTube was the last thing on my mind at that point, so that's really what stopped my progress with YouTube. Nevertheless, I did pick myself back up shortly thereafter, a week or so after getting the car. I was invited to an awesome show here in Northern California called Filipino Fiesta. A friend of mine puts that on. Fantastic car show, 200 plus cars there. It was an awesome invitation because I was invited to be a media sponsor for the event. I was very honored to do that. I'd never been invited to be an actual sponsor for an event. And I just had my car back. I was just starting to fix it up a little bit, clean it up, replace all the decals, add some new ones and things like that, and just freshen it back up and then have the car back out to a show again. So picked myself back up. I cleaned the car up as much as I could and we went out to that show and it was awesome. And we're in a different location. Sorry, my phone was overheating there. I'll tell you, a surefire sign that we're moving into the summer season is when you put your phone outside and it starts giving you the overheating warning. So we're back in the garage now. You guys can now see Xylus and a little bit of a sneak peek of what's going on back there. I'm not gonna show you too much of that right now in this video. This is more just about, hello, I'm back, I'm alive type of a deal, story time, like I said. So there will be videos coming soon about what I'm doing. I'm just not gonna reveal it just yet. I want to have a little bit of an element of surprise for you guys. Anyways, so we went out to Filipino Fiesta and it was an amazing show, loved it. As I said, I was invited as a media sponsor And that was an awesome pleasure because I was able to go and actually take a lot of footage of the show, all the cars that were there with some fantastic cars. And it was a fantastic event just all around. And unfortunately, I never got around to uploading the actual video for the show. And I felt real bad about that because I was invited as a media sponsor. But I had all of my equipment, my PC and everything took a dump on me right after that show happened. So when I went to try and edit it, I got halfway through editing the video and my PC died completely. And that kind of put an end to the editing on that video, unfortunately. But I've got a new rig now and all that. So I am going to be re-editing that video because I still have all the footage. I'm going to be re-editing it and putting it up online on YouTube here for you guys as kind of a little backlog video, and also as a promotional video for when Filipino Fiesta 2020 comes around. It was already supposed to happen, but it was delayed due to COVID-19, so when it does come around, hopefully this little promo video will be just on time. But one of the awesome things about being able to be at that show is that I was able to introduce my new brand that I launched earlier in the year when I had taken my car down to Southern California to get a roll cage. In that time when I did not have the car, I developed a brand together with my wife, and that is the t-shirt that you see me wearing right here. FEW, Faith, Endurance, Will is what that stands for. And it's an amazing brand. I think so, at least. It really encompasses everything that I love. Of course, it's very automotive based. Lots of cool decals and t-shirts and things like that we sell as far as merchandise. But really, it's also about what I believe, about my faith and things like that. So if you want to check it out, you can check out my website. I'll leave the link in the description of this video for you guys. Go and check it out, pick up some merchandise and support it. That'd be great. I appreciate it. It will be growing. We only have a few things right now, some decals and some shirts and things like that. But it will be growing. It will be expanding as Project Xylus Phase 2 rolls out and all that especially. So go check it out. You might like it. But this show was the first time that I was able to actually go out and show my new brand. I had a booth and everything. I was able to get it out to the world, and I got lots of great exposure, lots of great feedback. A lot of you guys really loved it that were there at the show. So thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. We're continuing to grow every day on that. But anyway, shortly after that show there, the next show that I had lined up was going to be WeekFest San Jose. Now, WeekFest San Jose is one of my very favorite shows. Next to Stance Nation NorCal, that is definitely my favorite show. I love it. It's always a great time. I've been a few times now, and it's just a fantastic experience. And I really had a lot of motivation under me. I had a little fire under my butt, if you will, because I had just gone to Filipino Fiesta and I had the brand going, and so I had a little momentum going into the show. I was getting the car more cleaned up and things like that. Got Xylus back into a pretty darn good state. I had some new decaling and things like that that I really loved with the brand and all that, the FEW on the side of the car and all that. Some of you guys have probably seen that who were at the show. You know, just some various things. I put some strobes on the car and just some cool little things here and there. I did a vinyl wrap on some of the interior pieces and just kind of spruced it up as much as I could. My good buddy Cherry Bomb Nismo on Instagram hooked me up with his Cusco harnesses, so I replaced the old NRG harnesses that I had inside with official Cusco harnesses that match my seat, which is fantastic. Love those. He has said he kind of regrets selling them to me now and hopes that I'll sell them back to him. I won't. But anyway, so we headed into WeekFest San Jose. I was staged with my good buddy Manny with Lowered Empire again and the Lowered Empire crew. Always a good time hanging out with those guys. His booth is always popping, just like people left and right, just buying his merchandise. I want to give a shout out to Manny because he was instrumental in me starting my own brand, which is fantastic. Huge inspiration for me. If you guys don't know Lowered Empire, check them out. Amazing merchandise and an even more amazing owner of that company, so check them out. So one of the cool things about that show was I was going to see a few cars that I had followed but had not seen before, or maybe had seen but had not seen in their latest versions, and one of those was Kyle OMG Z33. Now, a lot of you guys know that car. It's one of the most famous Z33s on Instagram right now, and for good reason. It's very clean. Clean as stock body Z, I will say. It's not a wide body car. I guess he's not a fan of wide bodies, which is understandable. That's fine. Very clean. You know, he had just recently debuted a new color and new bodywork and stuff on it, and very nice car. I liked it a lot. And I happened to be staged right next to him. He was also staging with Lowered Empire at the show. So I had the pleasure of being able to be staged right next to him. So it was an amazing experience to see Xylus and Kyle's Z together. You know, it was just great. I loved it. Kyle's a very cool guy. But that being said, and I do not mean to throw any shade whatsoever. Take this however you want to take it, but know that I'm not trying to throw any shade and I'm not bitter or anything like that. It's not how I am. Those of you who know me know I'm not, again, I'm not a confrontational person. So the show went on, it was great and everything, and Xylus was looking dang good. I gotta tell you, I fixed him up good. I fixed up all the cracks, all the damage. I'd cleaned up all the paint damage. Everything was fresh. Looked better than he's ever looked, I will honestly say. With the new Cusco harnesses and all that stuff, he was dialed in. So I was very proud of the car. When it came time to judging, I guess you'll say judging, giving out trophies and things like that. First of all, I'm not about the trophies. I don't do this for the trophies. Again, those of you who know me, you know that I don't do this for the trophies and all that. I do this for the love of it. The amount of time that I, and physical expense that I've put into this build, if I was just doing it for the trophies, it ain't worth it. So let me tell you, if I was just doing it for the clout and the trophies and all that, then I'd just go out and buy a whole bunch of, you know, brand name Japanese parts and, you know, go that route, which a lot of people do, which is fine. That's respectable. I appreciate those kinds of cars, but for me, it's just a whole nother ballgame. I do this, I love to build things. I love to make things that I want to make, you know, as much as I love real high quality, real Japanese parts, and appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into them. What I love even more is the stuff that I build, the stuff that I can actually envision and create with my own hands. So it's even better than the rare JDM stuff. But the show went on and it came time to giving the trophies out. And I was confident, even though Kyle Z was there, and it was definitely in contention for some recognition at the very least. You know, I was thinking, man, Xylus, with everything that has gone into it, the fact that it's a completely custom, hand-built, 100% scratch-built body kit, everything on the car was done by me except for the paint that Javier Team Twinkie did for me. Everything else I've done with my own bare hands. I was confident in it. And so I went in, and knowing that the car was in its greatest state to date and up against the greatest challenge, probably the great, because at the time especially, his Z was like the talk of the town. And so I was like, okay, this is it. This is the test. This is the test to see if we're good where we are or we need to step it up. So time came, and sure enough, guess who gets Best Z33? Kyle gets Best Z33, and fantastic, great, awesome. He deserves it. Car is amazing. But for me personally, it told me something. It told me that we have already reached the maximum potential in phase 1. If it's going to get beat by, I don't care who you are or what car, if it's going to get beat by something in the same class like that, then it's time to change it up. Okay, now I'm not upset that he got Best Z. Not upset about that at all. Don't get me wrong. Understand what I'm saying, and that is that personally, it's my own message that I received that I needed to step my game up. Xylus wasn't, not that he wasn't good enough to win, but just that there wasn't enough understanding, I guess, with the judges that what has gone into this car has been literally blood, sweat, and tears. Almost every single dime that I've spent on it has been on materials to make stuff or high quality parts. But anyways, Kyle got it. Congratulations to you, buddy. And I am sure you will win many, many more trophies to come. But that, for me, it told me that's it. We need to go home. Car needs to go on jack stands, and it's not coming back out. It's not going to another show. It's not nothing until I am 100% satisfied with the next phase of this build. So that's what happened. I drove home from Weekfest, came home, put the car on jack stands. There was a couple of maintenance things on the drive home from San Jose. One of my upper control arms started knocking, so I figured, hey, the timing is just perfect. You know, I get to go home, put them up on jacks, and start doing some maintenance stuff, and just sit and really think about what is phase 2. What What does it look like? What color is the car gonna be? What is the kit gonna look like? What's going on? What's gonna happen with the car? So that is what happened. I went home and I put the car up on jacks. I did my maintenance stuff. I replaced my control arms. I replaced all the bushings on the car, everything. I just did a nice once-over health check on the car, got them looking good, and took the wheels off and settled in for the long haul because it was going to be a long process to phase 2. So no YouTube videos. There was no place for any YouTube videos. I didn't have the passion to make YouTube videos, didn't have the content. So that's why my channel just kind of went dead. And not because I didn't want to be making YouTube videos, it was just because for me, and this is just how I am, when I have to start thinking about something like the next phase of this build, I need to disappear. I have to just kind of go into my own little zone, and I'm not about really talking to people a whole lot and all that. I just needed to disappear and just study and focus and really think about what I want to do. If some of you guys are thinking, man, he's taking this way too seriously, I agree, because I do. I take this dang thing way too freaking seriously, and my wife will agree with that as well. But you know what? I love it. It is who I am. I'd rather be taking this seriously than something else that's not healthy for me. But anyway, that's what happened. I disappeared for a while. Was still posting fairly regularly on Instagram just to stay in touch, and of course staying in touch with my real close friends in the community and letting them know what I've been doing with the car. So probably for 2-3 months after that, the car just sat, and I just developed a game plan. I got on the computer, I went into Photoshop, I started playing around with pictures and stuff, different colors and all that stuff. So spent time on developing my brand and just let the car sit on jacks for a while before I even touched it again. I just wanted to take a break and just study. So finally, after about 5 months of being on jack stands, I came out here and put my hands on the car to start work on phase 2. I've been working on it ever since. Now, I did not return to YouTube when I got started. I was so enthused, I was so ready, I was fired up. I just wanted to get out here and get it done that, to be completely honest, I didn't even think to turn the camera on and start making YouTube videos. I should have, but I didn't. I came out here and I started working on the rear bumper first, because the rear bumper has always been probably the biggest point of contention on this car for me. Simply because it was just too plain. The rest of the car was so custom, so unique. You know, the front bumper with the flares that play into it, and the front splitter, the custom side skirts, and of course the flares, all fantastic. But when it came to the rear bumper, it was just, you know, an OEM bumper with a top secret diffuser, and it just wasn't cutting it for me. So the first thing I wanted to tackle for phase 2 was the rear end. So when I came out here in November, that's the first thing I did, is I started developing a brand new rear end for the car. And when I say brand new, I mean 100% custom, scratch built, make it with clay kind of deal. You've never seen it before, one of one in the world, Siegestyle type of deal. You guys will like it a lot. I've built it now. I can't show you, but it is on the back of the car right now. It's not 100% done yet. I still have to hit it with a spray of gel coat and finish up some fine details and things like that. The car does have a new rear end now that I'm very proud of, and I've since moved on to extending and modifying my flares. Everything that I'm doing on this whole new kit, every piece is going to complement the rest. It's not going to be like some cobbled together body kit that's like, okay, well that fender is from that kit and that rear bumper is from that kit and all that, and there's not really any rhyme or reason. Everything, and this is the beauty about doing it yourself, everything that I'm designing on this car is going to mix together. I'm doing everything. I'm doing front bumper, rear bumper, side skirts, new flares, you know, new canards, new splitter, integrated splitter into the front bumper. You will see, but everything is going to tie in beautifully together. I just finished up today my design of the new front fenders, or the new modified front fenders, and it's just a fantastic design. I can't show you again just yet. I'm looking at it right now. I wish I could show you guys, but I am going to leave it a surprise for right now. If you want an idea of the direction of the styling for Xylus in phase 2, think of BN Sports and their new BLS kits. It's going to give you a really good idea of how wild we're going. Now, I am building this kit to be absolutely insane. And when I say that, I mean in the best possible way. This is going to be a Z when it comes out that is just going to blow minds. And I say that with humility because, you know, there's always somebody better. There's always going to be somebody with more money that can do more. But when it comes to outright building things with your own hands and going extreme, I think I'm gonna be sitting pretty well when this is done. At least something that I'm gonna be happy with for sure. And I think a lot of you guys, if not all of you, will definitely agree with me. So this project is absolutely extreme. It's already been about 5 months of working on it, and I still have a few more months to go, but this makes my Phase 1 kit look like Disneyland. But when the car comes out, I really think it's gonna be an amazing thing. I think most of you guys, at the very least, most of you are gonna really like it. Some of you may not, but that's fine. The thing that I can absolutely assure you all of is that I am putting every little bit of what I have into this build right now. So whether it's good, great, bad, or horrible, or anything in between, you will know that I have put everything I have into it, and that's where I'm gonna have to rest. And I'm satisfied with that. That's totally fine. So I will continue to work on this project, and I'm going to continue to make YouTube videos. Now, I cannot show you the car. I'm going to keep it a surprise, and I'm sorry about that. I appreciate your patience. We are shooting again for late June, so it won't be long to wait to see the car. But I am going to continue making YouTube videos, and I don't know exactly what they're going to be on yet because I can't show you the car. I may show you little sneak peeks here and there of little things. Just know that I am working on it. I'm working on it very hard, working on it diligently. Trust me, I want to get this thing out so bad, you just have no idea. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I am super long-winded. So if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much. Just wanted to reconnect with you guys and give you a little bit of information about where I've been and to reassure you that I am still very much alive, very much active. Look forward to seeing Xylus in Phase 2 coming this summer. Gonna be massive. It might just change the whole dang game. Let me tell you. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.